Hello all you shining stars, welcome to my channel, ShiningStarSoup. Today I'm doing a video, kind of a spotlight video, as well as talking about 3 products that I have been really impressed with that I did not think I'd be impressed with. Alright, so a little disclaimer, I'm not a beauty guru. As you might tell. However, there were 3 products that I came across that I've actually really been impressed with, especially this lovely little thing called Linerdesigner by Beautyblender. Before I got this, it was a FabFitFun add-on. I was a little bit hesitant. I kind of hem and hawed over it. I wasn't sure that it would work for me, and I found maybe 2 YouTube tutorials on it and like little mini reviews where one lady compared this to a guitar pick and so on and so forth. But this was on sale for $5 American as an add-on from FabFitFun. I think I ended up paying about $7 or maybe $9. I know I did not pay more than $10 for it. And this is an item that costs about $20 American. So if you're going to get it, it'd probably be like 22 bucks. And it comes in a nice little pack. A nice little teardrop thing. Comes with a mirror, which I don't use. And this lovely item in here. I did not think that I could use this. Like, I am completely... I don't wear eyeliner. Or I haven't up until this point. I really liked the cat eye look. And I really liked just how people do their cut creases. But definitely the cat eye. And this item... it's good for, I'm a beginner. When it comes to cat eyes and eyeliners, I still consider myself a beginner. I have, every day been working towards like contouring and highlighting and blush. Now I found that I really like blush when I never liked blush before. I never wore it. With this one, it might help if you can see it, right? It has 3 angles there. 1 straight edge, kind of a little curve, and then this is much different from a guitar pick. Yes, you could use a guitar pick for, a cat eye, or, but not, this is just awesome. I really like this tiny piece of plastic, and I did not think that I would when I was heeing and humming over adding it to my basket. And I would take it out and I'd put it in, and I'd take it out and I'd put it in. Yeah, that's how it went. This thing as well. This is a Too-Faced eyeliner, Better Than Sex liquid eyeliner. And this is more impressive than I thought. I really like, more impressive than I thought. I really like the tip. Nice pointed tip. This works really well. I got this in one of my top boxes. So yeah, that was a top box item. And I will be using eyelid primer. This is kind of a get ready for me and a spotlight on these products. A Morphe primer, eyelid primer. This one I did buy from, it was like $15 from Sephora. I do feel like eyelid primers kind of smooth out the eyelid as well when you're applying your eyeshadow. And another thing I wanted to talk about was this Perfect Eyeshadow by Beauty Glaze. I did get this from Leah McDonald. It was part of our mystery gift exchange, and I was really impressed with this palette. I don't know as far as what materials are in here. And all I know is that I like the shades and they go on well. And the thing is, with cameras and pictures, they never seem to do the eyeshadow justice. You really have to look at the palette in your hands and just look at the looks And obviously you really shouldn't do swatches with products that are in the store. I just think that is kind of strange, but this palette is supposed to be a dupe, and I can see it, of the Huda Beauty Nude palette. I would love to get my hands on a Huda Beauty Nude just so I could do a direct comparison. Those have been done before, but yeah, it's kind of a matter of seeing for myself how similar these colors are. And I didn't think, like, I knew when I looked at it I liked this palette, but I didn't realize how well, how pigmented this is. There's very little fallout, and it actually creates very pretty looks. So you might see some cuts and some speed ups in the video, just so that I know if I'm watching somebody, I don't want to sit through 45 minutes every single moment that they're putting on their makeup. So I am going to start off with the Morphe eyelid primer. Alright, so my eyes are all primed. Now, one thing I do have is a lot of eyeshadow brushes. You could use a color changer if you wanted to, but I have a lot of eyeshadow brushes, in my opinion. You might have 3 times as much as I do, but I do use different eyeshadows for different eyeshadow brushes for different shades. Now, here is where I'm going to pick a shade to use in my crease. And I'm going to use this thing. Now with this thing, I am going to use the rounded circle top, and this is going to help with the crease line. I can do a cut crease on my own without aid of the liner designer. However, I find that with this thing, it creates more of a blank canvas underneath that crease, which is why I find it very helpful. And I am going to pick a brush. I am going to use one of these brushes. I don't follow rules. I don't use a crease brush specifically for my crease, or a detail brush specifically for the detail. I look at my brushes, I don't memorize names, I'm not a beauty guru, I just reach for whatever feels right. You gotta do you, especially when you're putting on makeup. It is a very personal experience and a very personal thing, right? That's all I gotta say about that. Now, I'm trying to think of what look I want to go with today, and for the sake of this video, I'm going to go in with I thought, and then I was like, oh brother, I think I might want to go into colors that I haven't really tried before. In my crease, I'm going to go in with Cocoa. What the heck? So Cocoa is this nice dark color, and I am going to wet the brush with this product, this Pixie Glow Mist, came with, it's got little sparkles inside it. You gotta shake it. Shake it, babe, shake it. Choo, choo, choo. Shake it, babe, shake it. Came in one of my Ipsy Glam Bag Pluses, I think for May. Or maybe it was June. Just gonna spritz. Now, there was one thing that I noticed from spritzing the brushes, is that on your eyeshadow palette, it'll harden it. I still haven't figured out how to stop that from happening. I don't really think that you can, especially when you're essentially putting something wet against something dry. So it's bound to kind of solidify on top. Either way, yeah, it is what it is. I'm not going to be selling this palette on Poshmark or anything. Now, this is where I use my liner designer. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold it against my eye, and then go above. And I'm going to do that on both eyes. Or attempt to. It's harder, it's easier when you're looking in a mirror instead of filming a video to do this. Just throwing that out there. Alright. I'm just going to give that a little makeup wipe on the actual thing itself because I don't want to, but you can see a lot of the shadow has gone on to this thing instead of the eyelid, and that's what's going to give you the bare space for you to work with. That in, again, not a beauty guru, but it does give more of a playing area where the colors are not going to get muddy. Right, and I mean, I created a cut crease without any concealer or anything like that. So I am just giving my Beauty Blender a wipe because I am going to be still using it. Now, you can also use this thing to do your bottom line where you're going to place it like right there and do a bottom, line your top lid. Now, that is something that I do have a problem with, is lining the top lid for a true cat eye. I don't have the confidence or the skills yet to do that. And another thing is the color, the shade that I use my crease on, the cocoa shade, it did come down. Right, but I can, personally, I can work with that. I can make it a part of the final look, right? Because this is, I got big eyes. I don't have tiny eyes, I have big eyes. So, of course, this lovely little thing is not going to spread, not going to give me the whole eye room, but it doesn't matter because I can work with it. So the next color, before I dive into the eyeliner, I'm going to do my actual lid here. And I'm going to be using this brush. No, I don't know the brush name. It's just one of these brushes. Sorry, not a beauty guru. That's my disclaimer. Soup is not a beauty guru. Little smiley face. And a shining star. Alright, so I'm gonna spray. I'm just going to give that a couple moments to dry because I think that does help with the mushing of the eyeshadow in a pan. I'm going to go in with bisque, and I'm just going to use bisque as my my base here on my eyelid. It is a wonderful, pretty purple shade. This one right here. Okay, so I put the bisque all over my eyelid. Still got that cut crease going on. And not too bad for fallout. I don't see too much fallout, which is always nice. There's nothing worse than having to really get on with the makeup wipe before you... See, I have a fresh face. I don't have any of my other makeup on. If you didn't already know the tip, I do recommend myself doing your eye makeup first, just because you don't want to mess up everything else, because eyeshadow does, unfortunately, get everywhere. I'm going to use another brush, and I'm going to go in with a color I haven't actually touched yet, and that's going to be this this umber shade right here. It looks like a glitter. I haven't even used it yet. I don't know what an umber is. I'm going to try that color today. And I'm going to put it on my lid here. Again, if you're just tuning in, or you made it this far, Beauty Glaze Perfect Mix Eyeshadow. This is a palette that's a dupe and is going to cost you $14 on Amazon, or even as low as 12 for Canadians as well. So it's probably even cheaper for Americans, this palette here. Umber shade is that it's more of a glitter. When I use the bisque as a base, it just mostly adds glitter and kind of, you can't really tell, a little bit of depth, like a little bit of shimmer to the eyeshadow. So I actually really like that. It wasn't overpowering. It didn't alter the color that much at all. So it was a nice change. Let's see if you can see it if I shine the light of the mirror onto it. So yes. And one thing I do like to do is I do like to add darker colors to the outer corners of my eyes. I find that it gives an ombre effect and really kind of adds a little something something to the eye look when you do that. Everything, my own personal opinion. Okay. Darker color. Let's go with Maroon, which I think supposed to be, maybe it's supposed to say maroon and I missed a no. Ding ding. I didn't create the palette. Alright, so that ended up being a very subtle look because my eyeshadow is really dark. You can really tell if you have like a bright base and then you use a darker color on the edges. Me, I'm not going for anything too dark today. I am going to turn on my right light and see if that improves things a bit so that you can see it more. Okay, you see. Now my skin is so pale that I'm like, who needs a reflective breast? Who needs a reflective vest when you can just be as pale as I am? Yeah, so there is dark on the edges. It just doesn't light it up as much. I'm going to turn this light off because it's too bright. Alright. And then I'm going to go on my lower lash line. For that, however, I am going to use an eyeshadow color. And usually what I'll do is I'll use whatever eyeshadow color I put on my crease. I'll use that on my lower lash line. Usually. Sometimes I will switch things up. But I did use Cocoa, so I'm going to go back with Cocoa for my lower lash line. And with this one, I'm not going to bother spraying the brush. I got a little, I know what this is. This is a liner brush. I actually really like this one. It's probably the only brush I like from my Zoe collection of brushes I wasted money on through FabFitFun. That's another story. That's another video from months ago. Alright, and I did feel like I should mention that I probably do not do my makeup the way you've seen other people do it, beauty gurus or whatever, and that's fine. You do you, I'll do me, and maybe you are going to try a technique that I use. I don't know, this is just what I do. Alright, so I have filled in, it's pretty obvious, I filled in the lower lash line with the color Cocoa! Go down to Kokomo! Okay, now the fun part. This is the part that I really like to do. Actually, before I do that, I am going to use one of my fluffy brushes. And this is one of my personal favorite techniques. Is I'll go in with a really light eyeshadow, and I will do my top lids. I almost forgot that step before I dive into my eyeliner again. Alright, so now, one of my favorite things to do, and I didn't think I would like doing it. back to the liner designer. And you know what? You probably will not get it lined up on your first try, your second try, or your third try. My biggest tip is to use a liquid eyeliner or even eyeshadow. Have some makeup wipes handy. There you go. That's my biggest tip. And you're not going to get them perfectly even. Do use a guide. For me, my eyebrows. I like my eyebrows. I've never used any eyebrow products. I haven't really, that is still out of my comfort zone. But I haven't done my eyebrows yet. That's yeah, it's out of my comfort zone. So, but I do use my eyebrows, at the end of my eyebrows, as a guide as to where to place the liner designer. So I'm going to line it up just like this. It doesn't stick. So I guess, well, it can. You have to be pretty skilled at just using one hand. Yeah. Insert perverted joke here. Alright, let's get into it. Now that's why you really need a pointed eyeliner. Can you, oh yeah, you can see that. This is a guide. It's not going to fill everything in for you. I really like this Too Faced eyeliner. It's got a nice point. The liquid's going on nicely, so this is going to make your cat eye experience a heck of a lot easier, the type of eyeliner you're using for it. just putting that out there. Alright, now I am going to clean my liner designer in the process. If you don't, you're going to get little black smudges on your eyeliner or your liner designer, and it is going to kind of mess up your line of sight, if you know what I'm saying. I'm actually really happy with what I did there. I was not expecting to get that right on the first try. I've been using this for about a couple weeks now. And even on my first try, I was like, okay, this is not bad. If I can do it, you definitely can. Just throwing that out there. Alright. Now the hardest part is trying to remember where you positioned the liner designer and trying to remember how far you brought your line out. You probably will not have it perfect. Nobody is. And makeup is always a very personal thing. Alright, is it perfect? No, of course not. However, I am very happy with it. Now the one thing I have to say about the Too Faced liner designer is that it's not, Too Faced liner designer, the Too Faced eyeliner is not cheap. I think it's up to 30 bucks. But if you find maybe even 40, Sephora and Too Faced is a very expensive brand, in my opinion. You might find it reasonable, I don't know. When you pay, I think this might be anywhere from like even $40 for a liquid liner, but if you find something that works and you find something that's consistent, that is why I do like and enjoy subscription boxes, because I mean, you find things that you, just going to turn the light on again. Be warned for it. Alright, so here's my final look, and that was the spotlight on the Too Faced eyeliner, the Beauty Blender eyeliner designer, and the Perfect Mix Beauty Glazed. Now, I did mention at the start of the video that I would be doing just quick swatches on my arm of the Beauty Glaze. I'm not going to do that. I don't like swatches. I don't like getting dirty. All I can say about this Beauty Glaze Perfect Mix eyeshadow, it's a good dupe. It's a good... I would not know it's a dupe if I didn't know about it. The only thing that's missing is a mirror. But sometimes, if you have a mirror in front of you, I don't even use the mirrors on my palettes when I'm doing my makeup in the bathroom. So for a final rating, 5 out of 5 for the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara eyeliner that I... Oh, you know what? I forgot mascara. I did. My makeup look is not complete without mascara. And then, of course, the liner designer and the Perfect Beauty. Now, there is one more item that I'm going to show you. The Hank & Henry mascara. Hold that thought, you'll see. As you can see, the light's turned off again. I've tried a lot of mascaras, and there's not many mascaras that I overly enjoy, and there's not many that I overly hate. Like, I have had used like Ico, which like clumped really bad and just would not come off even with any makeup remover. Hank & Henry. I love this mascara. It's got two ends. It's got this end, if you haven't seen it already. And then it's got a regular brush. I did not watch any tutorials on using this mascara. I don't know if you're supposed to use the thin brush first or the thin brush second, but I use it first. I have never had any mascara define my lashes as much as this side of this one does. It just separates them perfectly, pulls them up. I really like the thin wand of the Hank & Henry. Like, oh, I have eyelashes. There they are. If I could get a mascara just with a tiny brush, if you have any recommendations of a mascara that has a tiny brush like this, let me know, because I figure it really helps with my mascara. Besides this mascara, the only problem with Hank & Henry is that it's very expensive, especially for us Canadians. You are paying a lot of money for shipping and for conversion, and at the end of the day, if I were to buy this mascara on my own, while you guys in America might pay, say, 20 bucks for it, I pay double, 40 bucks. So right away, this end lengthened and separated the mascara perfectly, or my eyelashes. Now I'm going to use the regular. Another thing you can use the liner designer for is keeping your mascara off your eyeshadow. Apparently. I don't do that very well. So I'm not even going to attempt that. But that is apparently one of the little tips of the day. The Beauty Blender liner designer comes with a little, a little picture guide. Haven't tried it, but yes. If you are a beginner and you want to do the cat eye look like I did, closing my eyes. Liner designer. Too-Faced eyeliner. Hank and Henry double-ended mascara, and the perfect eyeshadow by Beauty Glaze. And at the end of it, just make sure you're cleaned up a bit before you do your moisturizer, serum, and primer. And as you can see, it was very nice. Very little fallout with that eyeshadow, blended beautifully, felt beautiful on the eyelid, and the colors are vibrant. They are pigmented, and I didn't find myself having to work too hard at building up the color. I've noticed that even some higher priced brands of eyeshadow like Dominique Cosmetics or Dose of Colors does require some build up, I've noticed. Not so much Huda Beauty. The only problem with Huda Beauty that I have personally noticed is that certain colors tend to stain the eyelid. The reds, the violets, the deep colors tend to stain the eyelids. So keep that in mind when you're gunning for a Huda Beauty palette. Alright, all you shining stars, I hope you have a shining star day. There was a lot of cuts and speed ups in this video. But if I didn't, this video would have been 44 minutes long, which is the time that I'm ending my filming. Alright, if you like these kind of videos, leave it where I do spotlights on different products, or, you know, explain products that you might not have given a shot to. Leave a comment down below if you like these kind of videos and you'd like to see more on my channel. Alright, I hope all you shining stars have a shining star day, and keep being shining stars. Happy Monday! Happy Monday. What was I thinking?